Hello everyone, Helen here and welcome. Happy 4th of July to everyone. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day today. I made 2 cards using the box of the month and I brought in the 2 stamp sets as well as the stencil. I brought in my Kurtaki watercolors as well as cardstock and ink pads from Stampin' Up, which are Real Red and Night of Navy. I'll also be incorporating the sequins mix. I've gone ahead and colored my images and added glossy accents to them. Now, I didn't use the pattern paper here. My next video will be a 10 cards video, so stay tuned for that. But I wanted to challenge myself to create my own background because I'm usually the type of person that likes to incorporate pattern papers to my cards. But from time to time, I do like to challenge myself to use a stencil or create my own background by stamping the images or using an embossing folder. But this time I wanted to take advantage of the stencil that came with the kit, and I chose the Real Red and Night of Navy, and I'm going darker towards the bottom and then dragging out the colors from the bottom to the top, so the bottom looks dark and then it will gradually look lighter towards the top. And I decided to create kind of like a burst, and I did choose patriotic colors because today is 4th of July, but I also wanted these cards to be versatile where I can send it to someone for any occasion. That's why I brought in a yellow color. I was also mindful of the colors of my blue and my red. I chose a blue that was lighter than a navy colored, and my red is a true red, but I just paired that with a lighter blue, and I think it really complemented the yellow nicely. As you can see here, I am using a small blender brush to ink blend my background. This is one of my new purchases. I have a large ink blending brush set as well as a medium set, but I don't have any small ones, and I figured I would invest on smaller brushes for detailed stencils like this, and it really does make a huge difference. And so now I'm bringing in my Kurtaki Pearl watercolors, and I spritz some water on that, and I'm using the color number 762. It's called Pearl Cobalt Blue, and I'm using just a regular watercolor paintbrush that I have here, and I'm just tapping that gently with my finger, and then I'm gonna heat set that with my embossing heat tool. My heat tool has 2 settings, a low and a high one, and I'm just using the high setting, and it didn't really warp my paper so much. And when you do tap the watercolor on there, it looks dark, but once it dries lighter, and it has like a really cool pearl effect. So now I'm gonna do the same thing here. Since my burst is blue, I'll be using the red one, and the red one is called number 734, and it's actually called Pearl Pink. But again, it does look really dark there, but once it dries, it does have it is pink, but to me it's more like, it's closer to red to me. Something's wrong with my eyes, I don't know. And again, I heat set that, and that's how it looks. So now for the first card, I will be stamping my sentiment, and I chose Iced Coffee Obsessed. So I'm just centering that on my card front there. And since I haven't used this stamp set, I'm gonna go ahead and season it with my fingers, and then I'm using the Night of Navy ink pad, and I'm making sure that I get a nice crisp image, and I only did it one time, so I'm really happy about that. And so here it is. Now I'm bringing in my colored cardstock, and at first I was only going to use one color, but then I was like, I feel like it needed a little bit more, so I brought in the Night of Navy and the Real Red cardstock from Stampin' Up, and I did give these a 1/8 inch border. So my card front is 3 7/8, and then my navy blue one is 4 inches by 5 and a no, not, and 5 and okay, I'm confusing myself. I am so sorry. Let's just put it this way. It's 3 7/8, and then 4 inches, and then 4 1/8. I hope that makes sense. So basically, I just gave him like a 1/8 inch border. I am just confusing myself, you guys. I'm so sorry. I am like so terrible at math. I'll be the first to admit it. Okay, so since it says iced coffee obsessed, I chose the iced coffee drinks, and I just colored it like, the left one, I thought, oh, I like strawberry lemonade, so I colored it the red. And then the blue drink is just probably like, I was thinking it could be like a paper cup, and then there's like whipped cream on top. And then the middle drink, I chose the big image because I felt like, it's like a burst of iced coffee in your face. So I chose the iced coffee, the big one. I thought it looked really cool, and I popped that up. And as you can see, the background behind the flower is like brown. That's because that's a coffee drink. Okay, so for the second card, I alternated the cardstock. So the first one was navy blue and red, and so this one is red and then navy blue. And again, 1/8 inch border all around. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue this. And okay, so some of you may know my obsession with this Barely Art glue. I decided to get a bigger bottle because the tiny bottle, which is the 2 ounce that I have, I'm using the needle point one on that one, and then the bigger one is the 4 ounce, which I just bought, and I'm using a slightly bigger tip on this one. And let me tell you guys, I love it. Like, so now I have 2, so I'll be using the bigger one for when I'm putting down bigger paper, like cardstock, and the little one for my little tiny detailed one. So really happy with my purchase here. I'm glad that I tried this glue out because it's the best. And the reason why I love it so much is because when it dries, like, it really is like so sturdy. It's like, if you guys are familiar with the quality of Spellbinder's papers, you know that it's very thin, and I used it on that one, and let me tell you guys, my card is like solid. Okay, back to the card. Sorry, I got off subject there. So I clustered these images, and the sentiment I chose is rise and grind, and I popped that up, and I cut around it just so it would look really, I don't know, it just looks really nice when you cut right around the text. It just pops out more. And since I have a lot of white space on the coffee mug's handle, as well as, I think that's called a French press, I just hid those the big blank spaces there with the flowers, and embellished it with more of the sequence mix that came with the kit. So that completes my card, you guys. As of today, this kit is still available. I will have that link down below, and some of the items are available for individual purchase, which I will link down below as well. I hope you enjoyed this process video, and if you did, let me know what you guys think, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.